Hello, my name's Michelle McGowan, and I'm one of the full-time Admiral nurses working on the Dementia UK helpline. What I would like to talk today is about the variety of activities that could be helpful to support you and the people you are caring for with dementia. And over the years, I have had the opportunity to work with many people from the very early stages of dementia to the last few weeks of life. And what people can and can't engage in will vary as their condition progresses. But it's really important to remember there's always pleasure experienced through involvement, observing or even discussing past interests and hobbies. And these can also be used as a therapeutic approach to stimulate memories and improve communication. A person in advanced dementia may struggle to communicate, yet they can often recall. And so, for example, sing the words of a favourite song, which can evoke lots of emotions and happy memories. I think we do probably need to address that the pandemic unfortunately created many challenges for people living with dementia, and particularly had a negative effect on people's mental health. We do know that over a third of people with dementia have lost their confidence to leave their own house even, and some literally have been told that, we've given up, really, and loved ones that have reported, increased stress, anxiety and depression as a result of, being inside their house and housebound for all those months. So our next slide. So throughout life, we do all enjoy a variety of interests and activities. These often involve socialising with family and friends, maybe going out to plays, theatres or concerts, playing games or doing things even on our own, maybe crossword, puzzles, crafts, gardening, baking, DIY, so even to more formal types of hobbies, which do involve learning a new skill, so an instrument or a language. But think of all the times and all the things you've done in the past and during your careers and your life. Think what's important to you and why that's been important. And I think we do often take those for granted. Just they're just part of us and a part of life. And yes, our interests are often individual and can provide enjoyment and pleasure and promote and improve physical and mental well-being and really stimulate our minds, our well-being, learning new skills and providing social interaction, help us escape from work or daily routines. And they give us a real sense of achievement and purpose. So even within the home, or it may be a care home, people can maintain their own interests and skills. And I think, yes, sticking to a routine and allowing that person with dementia to carry on their household chores, even if they don't get perfect every time, it does enable them to practice and maintain those skills that they have. And having a purpose and working as a team, especially if they're in a couple, in a relationship, that will strengthen their feeling of still being helpful, still being useful, being part of the team, playing an important part of the maintenance of the home and feeling really involved. Things like looking through past holiday photos or significant events can really stimulate important memories and conversations and create that link. And as short-term memory fails, the long-term memory is important and helps them to maintain their own identity. So I just wanted to talk about cognitive stimulation therapy as an alternative to drug treatment and designed to improve the mental abilities and memory of somebody with dementia. You may have already heard of this or been involved with facilitating this. So if I call it CST, just to abbreviate it, it'll be easier for me to say it. So CST is the only non-drug treatment recommended by the National Institute for Clinical Excellence, and since it's endorsed by the government, many NHS trusts do now routinely offer CST. Not all of them, but many of them. And the programme is usually carried out over 14 sessions, usually facilitated by trained professionals, each lasting around 45 minutes, and it's quite structured. The groups, discussions, the activities. Groups are kept small deliberately, and they often consist of, say, only 5 to 8 people. CST is often carried out in nursing homes, memory clinics, and day centres, and each session follows the same structure. So the topics might include childhood or food or current affairs, using money. Lots of different activities will be offered around each theme. For example, one week the activities might involve word puzzles or games, another week playing a musical instrument. And the group should really provide a supportive atmosphere, and the activities should offer a range of multi-sensory experiences and most of all be fun. A trial in 23 care homes and day centres showed that CST led to significant benefits in mental ability and memory, similar to the benefits of taking memory medication for symptoms of memory loss. And further research revealed that CST could also make a significant impact on language skills, such as naming, word finding, and comprehension. And they also saw an increase in confidence and psychological well-being. Once the 14-week programme ends, a longer-term maintenance CST programme is recommended, consisting of 26 weekly sessions. And recent trials suggest that people who participate in the maintenance programme are still feeling the benefits up to 6 months afterwards. And a group setting is not always possible, of course, or suitable for everyone. And so there are individual CST sessions. Those can be carried out one-to-one in their own home. Of course, you have to teach carers how to carry this out. But there are some information, that there is some link at the end of the presentation to inform you a little bit more about that and training opportunities. So also just to touch on music, also lots of research and really beneficial and therapeutic. So from classical to pop, so from live or to watching, say, a musical on the TV or in the theatre, alone or in a group setting, or singing along, or even wearing headphones, really beneficial. Other things, we know that movement, so moving more often, is about strengthening the body, reducing falls. Exercise is good as well for mental health. Dancing, walking, tai chi, yoga, swimming, hopefully all those are beneficial. Lots of laughter, lots of joy to be had along the way. Gardening, there's a benefit of green spaces, again, either alone or being in a group. And I've tried to also include some links and information on those. I know TV, many people phone in and asking about people not being able to follow the same television programmes. So sometimes it's more appropriate for things, so shorter clips, so the concentration, you don't need to concentrate on a lengthy film and follow the storyline. So things like, maybe musical or something like Morecambe and Wise with sort of comedy clips and Harry Hilt type outtakes, all, you're able to follow. Reading, many people do still like a daily paper, even if it is just sort of looking out at the pictures and reading out the headlines. I always sort of suggest things like books with perhaps local history with pictures and perhaps sort of favourite holiday destinations, so things like the Yorkshire Dales or the Lake District. Audiobooks also may be appropriate, and reading to a person as well can be really lovely, and sharing the story, and that can be quite relaxing. There are holidays, specific holidays to support people with dementia and families. So there are ones like Dementia Adventure, who I do know couples have attended and given really good feedback and felt really supported. Revitalise, there's Limitless Travel, dementia-friendly self-catering cottages. There's all sorts on the internet once you do start to have a look. So, of course, as the dementia progresses, the person may not be just as able to actively actively become involved and participate. And there are many times in life when we're happy to watch others without a need to be actively involved, and people do like to people watch, but things like watching a football match or the sports, it can be enjoyable. Baking, or again looking through books, and of course, as we've said before, being part of a music group and listening to music. Favourite instruments may be, people may still be able to play some of those, sometimes perhaps not to the same ability, but people, if there's a piano in the corner, quite often, they do still like to have a go. So all these things, that you can get people involved in, often you can find something to arouse memories and emotions, even when the person is actually struggling to communicate verbally. And in the absence of words, obviously observe body language, see somebody's reaction to what's being played, what's being performed. And other really nice therapeutic activities can be things such as massage, so hands or head and hair and feet can really be relaxing. They can help to reduce pain and discomfort. And we know that as well, olfactory sensors, so certain smells, stimulate our senses, remind us of really special memories and interests. So things like herbs and fragrant flowers, cut grass, old-fashioned soap baths such as pears, and even things like perm solution and deep heat can take you back to a career path that you may have taken. Things like favourite perfumes and aftershaves, sun creams, things like that can whisk you way back to that memory. Doll therapy now, although not suitable for everyone, and we do have our own advice leaflet on that, I have seen that work really well. Certainly for a gentleman I nursed in the community as well, it brought him great comfort. Pets, you may be aware of the sort of companion pets, the robotic pets that move when you stroke them. They purr and they roll over. The cats, again, can really help to soothe people who are agitated. They can be really helpful. Often pet therapy, so dogs visiting care homes and other things, as well as dogs, Shetland ponies and all manner of things, always go down really well. And I think other sensory ideas in the later stages. So if your person with dementia is chair-bound or bed-bound, perhaps try something like a twiddle muff or a sensory throw. Some lovely things that you can put into people's rooms, so things like the crystal dream catchers and chimes that dance around the walls when the sun's shining. Bird tables that can be suctioned to the window, that you can see all the little birds visiting, and I suppose sometimes squirrels. But things that are, things that are sensory things as well, that you can feel and stroke and rummage through. So fabrics with lots of different textures, a bit of a rummage box or a memory box. And when a person has dementia, it's really important to remember, the previous hobbies, interests, and perhaps what they did for a career. So, like I said, the lady who was a hairdresser, really was to smell perming solution was really evocative, and she was straight back in the hairdressing salon. So there's not always a need to articulate, or for them to articulate the needs. It's about knowing somebody's life history and their preferences. Those are really important. So think what it is you want to know, what you would like people to know about you. So we do try to get as much history from people and from their families, so we know just how to, help with activities and really sort of drill down to the things that we think they will enjoy. So also really important that there are various sports sessions and gym sessions, and if people are active, it's nice to be able to keep people active. But I think we've just kind of tried to include some resources here. These are just a few. There are lots and lots once you start to look on the internet, but please do check. You know, we have quite a number of leaflets that are would be helpful in this situation, that are related to keeping occupied and having a good quality of life. And yeah, I hope that's been helpful. I hope you've gained something from this, and yeah, I'll be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.